Yes? Right, now moving on. Another point I want to clarify. This is something which is a bit unique to the Arabic language. On the left hand side we have humans. On the right hand side we have aliens. No? Not aliens? Non-humans. Okay? Man, teacher, woman, engineer, boy, girl, mother. All of these are what? Human beings. Okay? Then we have book, desk, house, paper, carpet, tree. These are not human beings. They are objects, things. Even for example, if we have the word, okay? These are all what? Things, non-humans. So the Arabs, when it's singular, it's not a problem. When it's singular, it's very easy. When you make a plural of a non-human, so let's say for example, what's the word for man? Rajulun. The plural is? Rijalun. Rijalun. Correct? Then we have over here, what's the word for book? Kitabun. And then we have here Kutubun. Correct? Now, this is not a problem. This is what? Singular. Mufrad mudhakkar. Rijalun is what? It's a mufrad mudhakkar. It's a jam' and mudhakkar. Jam' mukassar, but it's jam' and it's mudhakkar. Kitabun is also, is it mudhakkar muannas? Mudhakkar and mufrad. Correct? Kutubun. From what you studied, what is it? It's jama' mukassar, but it's mufrad. Yes? Yeah. Sorry, that's not mufrad, it's jama'. My mistake, sorry. It's jama'. Is it mudhakkar or mu'annath? So according to the rules, it's what? Jama' and it's mudhakkar. But it's non-human. What does that mean? When you have the plural of something which is not a human being, like any of these, book, desk, house, paper, carpet, tree, any of these things, even animals, dog, cat. The Arabs treat these as what? Mufrad and mu'annath. Why? I got no idea. But that's what the Arabs do. So grammatically, the word kutubun, according to what we've studied, is what? Jama' and mudhakkar. But it will carry the rules of a mufrad mu'annath. What will it carry? The rules of a mufrad mu'annath. What's the rule again? If we have a plural of something which is what? Not a human being. We have a plural of something which is not human being. Grammatically, what do we treat it as? Mufrad mu'annath. If it's a human being, not a problem. Singular, plural, it doesn't make a difference. If it's a human being. If it's a non-human being, it's singular, nothing. Only when a non-human becomes plural, the Arabs treat this as what? As though it was mufrad, singular, and mu'annath, feminine, in grammar.
What? In grammar, they treat it as mufrad.
As mufrad and mu'annath. So for example, baytun, buyutun. They will treat buyutun as though it was what? Mufrad mu'annath. Jannatun, jannat. They will treat these. What does that mean? If I said to you, for example, al-jannatu, and I left a blank space here, and I said here in brackets we have the word jamilun. I said use the word jamilun to complete the sentence. What would you make jamilun to make a mubtada khabar sentence? Al-jannatu jamilatun. Why would you make it jamilatun? Because you are going to say Jannah is what? Mufrad and mu'annath. So because mufrad mu'annath, the khabar has to match in number and gender. So we're going to make it al-jannatu jamilun. Okay? That's simple. But what's going to happen? If we had the word al-jannat, we had the word al-jannat. Leave it blank. And we say use the word jamilun to make a khabar. It should be jamilat because it's mu'annath and it's jama'. But is it human or non-human jannat? It's a garden, non-human. So we will imagine that this is what? The rule will be, this is going to be, it's in the rule of a mufrad and mu'annath. So therefore we say al-jannatu jamilatun. We say al-jannatu jamilatun. If we had to say al-buyut, the houses are big, you say al-buyutu kabiratun or kabiratun? Kabiratun. So even though it's buyut is jama' and muzakkar, the grammar is, what grammar is applied to it? The rules of mufrad mu'annath. Okay? Yes? So this will affect all of these things. So for example here, yawmun. So yawmun, is it mufrad, muthanna or jama'? Mufrad. Okay? So if I make a mubtada, I say mubarak means blessed. So when we make it al-yawmu mubarakun, so mubarak is going to be mufrad and mudhakkar because yawm is mufrad and mudhakkar. What's the plural of yawmun? Ayyamun. Now is that a human or non-human? Is it plural or singular? So grammatically what's it going to be? Mufrad mu'annath. So you're going to say al-ayyamu mubarakatun. You will make it the khabar to match as if it was what? Mufrad mu'annath. You say al-ayyamu mubarakatun. Does that make sense? The reason behind it, I don't know. That might not make sense to us. But the rule, do you understand the rule? Why do they make it mufrad mu'annath? Their language, they do what they want. Khalas. But this is the rule that they've applied. So we've got to learn this rule. Okay? Now for example here, if you say ja'a means to come, a blessed day came. So man'ut not. So man'ut, they has to match in D-I-N-G. So the blessed day came. But what if you want to say some blessed days came? So you say here ja'at ayyamun mubarakatun. So if we look at it here, according to our rules, this is what? Jama' and muzakkar. But what overrides it is what? Non-human. So it doesn't matter if it's muzakkar or mu'annas. What do you have to say now? It's in the rule of what? Mufrad mu'annath. Therefore you make that mufrad mu'annath. Are you with me? Okay? So the two main rules that we covered today. The rule number one that we done was what? Rule number one was that to differentiate between the mubtada khabar and the man'ut not, we look at the ding ing. If they match in all four, it is what? Man'ut not. If they match in three of the four, meaning the last three and they differ in D, is what? Mubtada khabar. And the second rule is, for some reason, the Arabs have decided, very long time ago, hundreds and thousands of years ago, that if there's a plural of something not human, grammatically it will be considered to be what? Mufrad mu'annath. And therefore all the grammatical rules will apply to that. For example, the khabar, the na will be mufrad mu'annath. Okay? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nasalli ala rasulihil kareem. So previously, in the last lesson before this, we discussed the rule about non-human plurals. What did we say? If we have a word which is not a human, for example, yawmun, and we make it plural, ayyamun, the adjective can be what? What can the adjective be? Treated as singular and muannas, mufrad muannath. It can be treated as singular and feminine. Yes, remember that? We did that yesterday. Well, not yesterday, but before this lesson in our playlist. Yes? So if you have yawmun, you make it ayyam. What happens now? The ayyam becomes what? Plural. Is it human or non-human? Non-human. So the plural of non-humans can be what? Treated as singular and muannath. Now there's one rule I want to go through with you here. So that rule is quite common. You use that in poetry, Quran, normal day-to-day language. This next rule I'm going to tell you, it comes in the Quran, a few places, quite a few places. You find it in poetry, you wouldn't find it normally in day-to-day speech. So when you're writing, you keep to the normal rule, but this rule you just keep in mind because it will come in handy. What is it? If you have a human, male, female, doesn't matter, but it's a broken plural. What is it? You have the broken plural of a human being, any human being. Boys, girls, students, mothers, fathers, women, men, anything like that. It's not a sound plural, it's not a muslimuna or muslimat. Sa'imuna, sa'imat. What is it? a broken plural, like rijal. So rajulun becomes rijal. Imra'atun, lady becomes nisa'un or niswatun. Okay? Shaykhun shuyukhun. Alimun ulama. So these are broken plurals. So even these, both you can treat them both ways. You can treat them as plural, singular masculine or singular feminine. Let me give you an example. Al-rijal. Is that a plural or singular? Is it broken or is it sound?
broken.
So you can say ja'atir rijal. In theory. Don't do this when you're writing. In normal day-to-day speech. But in the Quran this does come. Okay? And niswa, the men came. Nisa'un is masculine or feminine? Nisa'un. Feminine. Is it plural or singular?
Plural.
Is it broken or sound?
Broken.
So instead of saying ja'at, you can say what? Ja'an nisa. Don't write it wrong in exam and say, oh, must I meant the other rule. You're not allowed to do that. But it comes in the Quran. That's why we're doing this rule. It's not common. But it comes in the Quran quite a few places. Okay? So for example, look at this one. لَقَدْ كُذِّبَتْ رُسُلٌ and min qablik. So how do you tarkib of this? Lam is what? Right here, Lam al-ibtida. Lam al-ibtida. Qad is what? Harf tahqiq. And كذبت is what? Huh? What kind of فعل? فعل مجهول. And what's رسول? نائب الفاعل. It's called نائب الفاعل. Yes? Now, why is it كذبت feminine? كذب, كذبت. Yes, it's feminine, isn't it? Why? Because رسول is a plural. What kind of plural is it? It's mukassar. It's a broken plural. Even as a human being. Yes? So you say كذبت رسول. That's how the Quranic structure is used. Not all the time, sometimes you use it like that. Another example, niswatun is another plural of nisa'un. So you have imra'atun is a woman, singular. Plural is nisa'un, and another plural is what? Niswatun. So what comes in Surah Yusuf? وَقَالَ niswatun. So qala is what? Fa'il. Niswatun is fa'il. Now niswa is feminine. Why is it not qalat? Because niswa is a jam mukassar. So you're allowed to do it both ways. Just keep it in mind so you know this. For us, when we're writing, we say mu'annas, qalat. Mudhakkar, qala. But in the Quran and the poetry and higher text, you'll see this rule comes sometimes. It comes in another ayah, ja'at rusulu rabbika. So ja'at rusulun, fa'il fa'il, rusulun is jam mukassar. So you can say ja'at instead of ja'a. Just keep that in mind. I said to you before, this is, it comes in Quran and it comes in some poetry, but in day-to-day text, it's not that common. But just keep it in your mind, so when it does come in the Quran, when it does come, you'll know it. Okay? Yes, a very simple, small little rule. Okay? Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.